Hi guys, Puddin here with a game for you on my Tier 8 Russian light cruiser, the Chapayev. Now, my captain skills are priority target, expert marksman, superintendent, concealment, and IFHE. My modules are protect my main batteries, DAMCOM 1, DAMCOM 2, longer shooting AA, and last but not least, of course, more concealment. Now, I am running the B-hull on this ship, which means I do get access to radar. The other thing is, you can see I am running the Halloween camo, which is half of the reason why I re-bought this ship. I am in a division with 2 destroyers, but with a carrier being in game, I kind of want to stick and support the fleet because I do have access to defensive fire, and I do put a little into my AA. Now I'm going to try to use the island at the bottom of C to kind of, park behind it, lob shells over, burn things, do damage that way. I will also be able to radar all of C if I get there. So if anybody gets a decent position or can catch a DD out of position there, you know what, me popping my radar will be beneficial. I do believe on Tier 8s you cannot run the special radar module. If you did, I probably would slap it on here. I only have one, which means I do have to move it around. But you know what? The great thing about the Russian radar, or the special radar consumable, is the great thing about Russian radar is it's 11.7 kilometers. Tier 8, Tier 9, Tier 10, it doesn't matter, it's 11.7. I see in Iowa. I know I'm getting close to my island. I believe he already shot at something, so I wasn't too worried about him looking at me and potentially deleting me. Now, I am bottom tier. Any one of these Tier 9s or Tier 10s, even a Tier 8 battleship, can just outright delete me. I do not have access to heal, unlike some other, I believe it's just the Otago, in Tier 9 and 10 cruisers. See the Yamato going very slowly, going forward, thinking, well, I might as well take shots in on him. I can't lob shells over to get the DD. I noticed that there was the Hirakazi coming into the channel, so I decided to pop my radar to catch him, and it was actually the Akazuki, not the Hirakazi. That guy's far enough away from the island to where I can't lob shells over at him. I noticed the Yamato is not burning anymore, and, it'd be rude if I didn't set more fires. But I probably should have been shooting at the destroyer still. Now, the one thing that you will see me do in most of my replays is usually support and back up my allies. But with, having defensive fire, most of the enemy team being on this side, while our forces are split up a little bit, the enemy carrier is focusing on the destroyers. Now, I noticed the DD's going to run aground, which is why I kind of held my shot a little bit. Failed to notice that he was going to make the turn and run aground. Anyways, he's burning, but I might as well take the shots that didn't need to waste. Anyways, and right here is why I'm sitting behind this island, not being the one to push up. One, there's a Hirakazi who could or should be doing that. Two, if you can see all of the fire that was going in on the poor Chapayev, he's showing side to a lot of these guys, and any decent shot is just going to outright delete that gentleman. Two, I'm sticking with these battleships to maximize AA for myself and for them, because it could be my panic through my defensive fire that could potentially save one of these guys. While our brave other Chapayev is in camp, but if you were paying attention to his health prior to everybody punishing him, he's extremely low and people are still shooting at him. It's a broadside target on the curve first initially, which is why I was shooting AP. But I go to HE because I'm not sure exactly what the angles is exactly. See another battleship. I see him making his turn. You know what? I take the shots, knowing that only my front guns were going to make it over. But pretty much at this point, all I want to do is just sit here and set things on fire. I am not a tanky cruiser. The Chapayev is not a tanky cruiser. It's not a Moskva. It cannot really afford to be spotted and shot at by multiple targets, unlike a Hindenburg, Moskva, even a Baltimore, Des Moines, New Orleans, if you know how to properly angle it right. Even Mogami and Ibuki. The Russians just don't have excellent belt or side armor. While you can bounce some shells, you're not going to really survive against battleships. As it looks like we did lose our friendly Chapayev in the cap. The Chapayev is an excellent support ship. If you can remain hidden in lob shells, it things great. You know, you don't have access to smoke like the British do, so I have to use the concealment that is there. Now, I popped my radar because I want to know exactly what is in the cap. I want to know exactly where he is, what is he doing, and you know what, try to maybe make him panic. The Iowa briefly disappeared. I know that's what's spotting me, because I shot. You know what, so I decide to motor forward. But what we're going to do right now, guys, is kind of, well, yeah, okay. We are going to pause right here and take a look at everything that is going on the minimap. We have lost the A side flank. We did lose one division mate to the carrier. The other two carriers the other two DDs have been doing an excellent job of punishing our DDs, while the enemy carrier's done an excellent job of keeping them spotted, dropping on them, just supporting his destroyers over there. Now, you may be thinking, geez, Puddin, why didn't you go over there and support him? My AA is not that strong. It is a tier higher carrier. It does have access to higher tier planes. The Chapayev is not known as an AA cruiser. I may have spec'd some into it, but I'm going to need help. I have a Montana, I have an Amagi, and I believe I have an Iowa that are around me, so I can support their AA, and obviously theirs is going to support mine. We have a pretty decent AA bubble. Now, the entire time I'm watching, or was watching this and playing this, and thinking, man, I really, really want to go help out my division mates. I can't afford to do it because there is a carrier. I will be spotted. All these battleships can and will be shooting at me if I present them a broadside target. Due to my radar, we know exactly where the last DD is. We also know that the other two DDs are on the A side. We know the enemy carrier is actively going after our destroyers. And you know what, my line of thinking is our carrier should be over there defending our DDs. He should be sending his fighters over there to deal with and sending his stuff to deal with their stuff. At least send a bomber or something to scout out the destroyers, to help out the Kaaba. I do believe one of my division mates was in a Kiev. You know what? Help out the gunboats, kill the enemy destroyers. It's going to make your life easier, your teammates' life easier. Well, we are in a nice, tight AA bubble with everything that's over here. So, yes, you know what? The carrier is probably not going to get very many successful drops. I am running defensive fire, so I can panic stuff. But we have a nice AA bubble to where it's going to be difficult for the enemy carrier to really just break through and just start deleting things. But all of the ships so far, except for an Alabama and a carrier, have been accounted for, have been spotted on the minimap somewhere. Now, with everything kind of being behind C, I'm starting to think I really do need to go over and deal with these destroyers, because our carrier's not supporting our DDs. Somebody really has to. And the sooner we can get rid of them, the sooner we can really take charge of this battle. Now, I'm just going to continue on with the gameplay and see how everything unfolds. At this point, I'm going to do my delay to possibly go out my division mates out. You know what, just because if I can get something, you know, burning on this curve first, great, awesome. I'm going to continue to help my teammates at sea while I go and help out my last remaining division mate with these destroyers. And the great thing about the Chapayev is if I'm spotted, it's well within radar range. The other thing is my radars are on cooldown, so to hurry up and go over there kind of would be a waste because, yeah, I'm spotted. It's still going to take me a while to, you know what, radar these things. But as you can see, this is the direction I'm heading in, and this is the direction my guns are turning. Now, I see the, never mind, Kutuzov just got deleted. But I was looking at the Kutuzov. I am paying attention to the ships that are behind me getting onto the cap. But we lost our second division mate, which means there's just a Kaba over here to deal with these two DDs. If we allow these DDs to just continue to run rampant, they're going to make very quick work of our battleships. So somebody and something has to be done about it. I'm spotted and I'm just waiting for my radar to come back. I'm not sure if these guys are thinking if I have radar or not have radar. I looked the wrong way, but luckily I pick up both of the DDs. I have 3 targeting me, 2 DDs, and something else. Maybe the Yamato. But priority target number 1 is the Gary. Get rid of him because, you know what, the Tashkent really cannot stealth torp. But he can do it if he does it somewhat smart. Luckily for us, the Montana put it in the salvo, in the gearing, and got him. So it just leaves the poor Tashkent by himself. Our carrier finally brings some sort of planes over here to help support us. And this is pretty much why I'm running double damcom, because I'm not going to waste time putting out one fire, because I don't have access to a heal. I want to minimize my burn time as much as possible. It will help me if I'm running away and on fire to get those fires out quickly to get off of detection. Now we know the Tashkent, I do believe, did hit his DCP because he does have access to his engines again. But, a gunboat is not using his guns. I wonder what that could mean. Yes, torpedoes are on the way. Me and Hydro to tell me that. His engine's out, he's burning. These shots are going to kill him if the fire does not. I get a fire. Immediately use my DCP because nothing else is really going to hit me. Now the Tashkent actually sent extremely good torpedoes, but he anticipated me to make my turn a little bit earlier. Torpedoes to starboard. Look, torpedoes surprised by nobody, but because I knew torpedoes were running, I wasn't, you know what, I wasn't in extreme danger. I kind of anticipated them, even though we're a little bit wrong. He anticipated me to make my turn earlier, which I did not. I continued on course because I knew torpedoes were coming. My best plan of action, stay bow in, go in between them. Enough time went by to where I could make a turn and watch things sail harmlessly by. Now, as you can see, we've finally gotten control of this game. There's not much left, and then somebody says, hey, please report our AFK Alabama. Now, it's a tier 9 carrier, it's a Yamato, doesn't have a lot of damage done to it. Still 1 tier higher, doesn't have the greatest AA. I don't know why the carrier went after him instead of an AFK ship. you know, there's just all of that glorious damage he could have farmed off of the Alabama. He does get a really nice drop in on Yamato, but he didn't delete it. If he would have went after the Alabama, awesome, he would have killed it. Guy's AFK, would have burned, flood, whatever. He could have got a lot more precision strike off. We know his DCP's down. We know he can't see me. There's one fire. He's running fire prevention. So I'm starting to try to aim for different sections of the ship to maximize my fire potential damage. And at this point, with all of the fires I have gotten, with all of the burn time, as we did burn down the Yamato, I'm thinking I'm extremely close to the Alabama. Or really close to, well, of course I'm close to the Alabama, but I'm close to a Witherer. So I'm thinking, well, if I can just get to the Alabama, put a couple fires on them, and just let them burn, I should get an easy Witherer. I hit my radar and jokingly with Mr. Seabear is one of our ongoing jokes. I panic radar. There's nothing left but the carrier and an AFK ship. If this guy is running some sort of bot program, I believe it already would have moved when he was spotted doing some sort of action. But because he didn't, you know what, I know he's AFK. Now, the only thought going through my head right now is, did the guy disconnect, never connect? Did something happen to where he's not in the game?
Our victory is in sight.
The easy way to tell that is if his guns are running north and south on the ship, gonna get parallel, perpendicular, all messed up. But you know what? When you load in and you see your guns are just running along with the ship, that's how you can tell if somebody DCP'd or somebody went AFK. This guy's turrets have turned, which means he did go AFK, which is why I was thinking, I wonder if he is a bot program. But as you see, I get one fire on him. I'm trying to aim for the back of his superstructure to get a second fire. I'm kind of cursing these battleships that are shooting at him, but I know it's... I believe it was only the Yamagi, and I'm like, thank you, enemy carrier. I mean, darn, we lost an enemy. We lost a friendly ship. Whatever shall we do, except for far more damage from the time extension. Somebody calls out for the Iowa's AA. I do believe it is a Montana that is alive, not an Iowa. But as you can see, I have several fires burning all over this guy, which is what I wanted to do. I'm going to send torps. These are never going to hit, but why not? I've got nothing else really to fire at. But I do believe I'm going to get Witherer right about now. Maybe not, but you know what? My goal is accomplished. I've got my fire damage. There's my Witherer. I don't care if the Montana kills him. It's game over. Which means the last enemy ship alive is the enemy carrier. Now, somebody calls out how come the DD wasn't shooting at it. It's because the carrier, who I mistaken, is actually reversing onto the island. I am dead center of the ship just to find out what was going to hit. Gonna manage to get a couple fires on this carrier. We are not going to kill him. But of course we're going to win 3 caps, 1 ship. There's not much this guy can do. He is going to send planes in after me, but this is why I have defensive fire to help me deal with planes. Those are Chairman bombers. I get my Confederate, but I'm going to focus on the Tor planes, shooting them down. I'm going to focus on trying to set multiple fires. But guys, we win this, and now we're just going to check out the post-battle results. I hope you guys really did enjoy this video. I went a little bit more with my thought process, because the whole point of this video is bottom tier, top tier, doesn't matter. You need to play your ship to its strengths, not to its weaknesses. The strength of the Chapayev, a great support ship, can lob shells over islands, and that's exactly how I played it. You know, I didn't put on, you know, like the extra rudder to dodge shells by bobbing and weaving. That is not my setup. If that is your setup, then that's what you do. You have to play your ship to its strength. I was bottom tier, and I still got number one on the team. I helped the team to victory. I did everything that I could, but you have to take the situations for what they are. Yes, I would have preferred to support my 2 destroyers, but there's a carrier in the game, and I couldn't afford to be in the position of showing these battleships any side. Now, I hope you guys did enjoy this. We do appreciate all the support you guys do give us. We love the replays you guys send in. The email for that is in the description down below. Remember to compliment good teamwork, good team play. We're quick to report, slow to compliment. Please hit that like and subscribe button, and have yourselves one heck of a great day.